There's my dearest friend,
Howdy.
the big man. He just disclosed to me a moment ago. He had a doctor's appointment yesterday, so he scooted out of here about 30 minutes after the show, and I wished him good luck and came in today and said, how was the appointment? He's still not diabetic. Still. How many ways? The disappointment. How many ways can we try to get this man diabetes so he can get his weight loss medication? Yeah. It's unbelievable.
It's the number of hoops that he has to jump through to get insurance to cover the weight loss medication.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
And yesterday, what did you say? As soon as you walk in, they're like, "Where's your port?" That was a great. I was like, "Yes, but no, he is not
on the other side. I look on this side.
He is not diabetic." So that was a setback right there. And
Overall, what did your doc say? Thumbs up, thumbs down, shaky?
Yeah.
all right, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I feel good. I'm a week into eating better.
The Wonderwall diet, did you bring that up?
Did you tell him?
Yeah, but he's all right.
Oh, he's
He's seen it before.
he knows
I
you.
get it.
Yeah.
He's seen it before. I know what you're talking about there. Let me tell you something about your health and mine. I want to reiterate something that we talked about yesterday. Now, I'll just be honest with you. This has made a huge difference in my life in 3 days.
No.
Is it 3 days?
I know where this is going.
I want to tell you something. 3 days I've done this, and I cannot tell you the difference.
So let me ask you something, because I am interested in this, believe it or not.
Yeah.
What's the regimen I have to do?
Well,
because
I'm so glad you asked me.
let me tell you what. Let me start at the beginning. Okay. I'll tell you what my friend told me. I'm a pickle pal with a guy named John. All right. And this is what men of our age do. We're similar age. Every time we get together, it's like, how can we stave off death? What are you doing?
what hurts and how can we fix it?
Yeah. And it started out by saying he was eating, he had started following the advice of a health guru. And the first thing he said was, my guru says, all you should eat are berries, as far as fruits goes. Because I was having an apple. I was having what another pickle pal calls an asshole apple.
What?
That's an interesting story, too, actually. One day, my pickle pals and I were playing, and a lot of times I'll bring an apple to have, like, halfway through our marathon pickleball sessions.
Apple. An odd choice.
Well, I like them. They
Little sugar boost?
Give me a little energy. And
Yeah, but they're rougher on the gut.
well,
That's not
maybe. Maybe you're right.
High-level athletes,
What would you say?
they eat bananas for the potassium.
I've always heard bananas are too full of sugar.
Okay, you're one of those.
That's if you're just eating bananas. You could be okay.
Is that what your guru says?
My guru says bananas are too full of sugar, but you're right. I do see a lot of people eating bananas. But I bring an apple, and maybe you're right. It's rough on the gut. So a few weeks ago, I didn't have one, and I said to my friend Juan, who is also a pickle pal, I said, man, I wish I had an apple. But he misheard me, and he goes, really? And I said, what? I said, yeah, an apple. He goes, oh, I thought you said about yourself, man, I'm such an asshole. And Juan goes, I mean, I agree with both statements.
Yeah. Did people from other courts start calling over? Yeah, he is.
He is.
He finally said it.
Yep.
Yeah.
He finally said it.
So now every time I have an apple, Juan calls it an asshole apple because I'm eating. So my friend,
This is not Juan.
This is not
John.
Juan. This is John, my pickle pal. He was talking about. So we always at the end of a match say, "What are you doing to stave off death?
What are you on?
What are you on?" And he's like, "Right now I'm on all berries: strawberries, blueberries, blackberries." And he was telling me about how he washes them in vinegar and baking soda. His health guru. His health guru.
Is he making a bomb?
He says it makes them, it cleans
Is he
them.
very angry about the election?
He said,
Yeah.
he says it cleans them really well, and they last longer. He says strawberries in particular last a week longer than they used to because he cleans them with vinegar and baking soda. So
I have heard that as well.
have you heard that?
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Mm-hmm. Make them last longer.
So, but then he said, and he tacked on, he goes, you know what else my guru says? And I said, what? And he said, and I've been doing this for 3 weeks, and I cannot tell you the difference. It's a breathing exercise. And so he said what he does, and this is his guru talking that he found on YouTube, I believe. Like early in the morning, first thing you wake up, shortly after you wake up, in a relaxed state, you breathe in as deeply as you can and breathe out 30 times in a row. Then take about a 15-second break. Do it again 30 times in a row. Take a 15-second break. Do it again 30 times in a row. So it's 90 deep breaths in and out. Now, that takes 8 to 10 minutes. It takes a while because I'm breathing in.
Are any family members, Kelly, around when you do this?
No one's seen me do this yet. No. I'll tell you that I've done it 3 times, okay? After you do the breathing in, breathing out, 3 sets of 30 breaths, you hold your breath as long as you can. But when it starts to get uncomfortable, that's, hold your breath as long as you can. So my friend, my pickle pal said, you wouldn't believe I've been doing it a few weeks and I can hold my breath much longer than I started. So I said, all right. I kind of thought, all right, I'll see. Maybe I'll try this. Maybe I won't. Well, right after we played pickle, I had to go to Costco. And I was pumping gas at Costco. I'll do this. All right. So
do you breathing?
He's in.
So I did my breathing. Oh, I did my breathing on the way in the car.
Okay.
And then I held my breath as long as I could. And I held my breath 1 minute and 9 seconds. Okay. And that was as long as I could go. And I had just done the breathing exercises, So I wonder if that made a difference because I had done all the 90 and then I did 1 minute and 9 seconds. I thought, that's pretty good. Okay. So that was on a Sunday. On Monday, I got up and I thought, all right, I'm really going to do this. I'm going to get into it. So I got out of bed 10 minutes early. I went in, sat down on the sofa, started kind of thumbing through my phone and did the 90 breathing exercises. Then I got in the car to come to work and I held my breath. Now, that's where you said I was going to crash into a bridge abutment.
Correct. I stand by that.
I held my breath 1 minute and 43 seconds. And I was surprised as I was timing myself on the phone. And when I looked down at the stopwatch on the phone, I was surprised. I was already at like 1:15 and I didn't really feel much, much pressure.
No discomfort.
And I made it 1 minute 43. I probably, if I'd really stretched it, could have gone 10 more seconds, but I let it go. And that was yesterday. Okay. That's when I reported it to you. Okay.
Yep.
So today, I thought, well, let me do let me just do it. So I got out of bed again, now maybe like 15 minutes before I usually do. I did my breathing exercises.
90 in, 90 out.
90 in, 90 out, about 15 seconds in between each 30. And then I thought to myself, Chris Demm's voice was ringing in my ear. I thought, I don't want to be a local DJ who crashes his car because he passed out from breathing.
Well, we also said we won't be able to convince them it was breathing. They'll think it was
autoerotic asphyxiation.
Yeah. He's right.
They're going to say, oh, it's a titillation Tuesday. It's autoerotic asphyxiation.
He was doing his breathing exercises, not what we see.
That's right. So today, I'm just going to hold my breath while sitting on the couch. I got up in time to do this. So I was sitting on the couch in a relaxed state, held my breath as long as I could. I didn't even look down at the phone. By the time I looked down at it, it was at 2:20, and I made it 2:43. A full minute longer than yesterday. And I thought, there's something to this. There is something to... In 3 days, I've gone from 1 minute 9 to 2 minutes and 43 seconds, and I have a lot of energy. By the time I'm done, I have a lot of energy. Well, I mentioned...
Are you still slamming energy drinks?
Okay, that's fair. I am. I'm slamming Diet Cokes and Celsius. Yes. But I think I may give them up and trade it in for air.
A big scoop of air?
90 big scoops of air and then a topper there at the end. And yesterday, I mentioned this briefly, and I got several emails with YouTube links to breath gurus who sit on the beach and breathe, who sit on park benches and breathe, who lay in bed and breathe, and they show you how to do this now. Mm-hmm. And I want to recommend this so highly to anyone within the sound of my voice. Especially my best friend Biggie here. I think it can really help you.
I woke up this morning. I didn't sleep great. I was kept up all night by a horny cricket.
Wow. What happened?
Somehow a cricket has gotten into my home.
Oh, yeah.
And
the worst.
all chirped all night long.
Worst.
I mean, the worst. The dog was after it. I was after it. We could never find it. So I was up ahead of the alarm this morning, but I couldn't remember the exacts.
Right.
So I did 30 deep breaths, but I was like, do I have to wait like 15 seconds now?
Yeah.
Or do I wait 15 minutes?
No.
Okay.
Just
so
the whole thing takes 10 minutes. 10 to 10 minutes.
Because I'm interested. Now, my question is, do you think some of this is mental? Because the first time you held your breath, could you have held your breath longer, but mentally when you were done, you were like, ugh. But now
No, I don't think so.
It really feels physical.
Yeah, because now the first time I held my breath for 1 minute 9, I was desperate to breathe, and I looked down at the phone, and it was 1 minute 9. I was like, is that good or bad? It seems about average, The next day, I didn't even feel it until I looked at it. It was like at a minute and a half, and then I made it to 143. Today, I didn't even feel it until 2:30. I shocked.
Okay.
Folks, you have to breathe.
I'm gonna try it tomorrow. I will promise you. I never do this.
Yeah.
I promise to try it tomorrow morning before I leave the house.
What's the worst that can happen? You know,
I take some deep breaths.
Right.
To start my day, I probably feel a little better.
Get lightheaded and fall over.
I'll make sure I'm in a steady place.
Yes, they recommend. Now, a lot of P1 listeners emailed me stuff on breathing. And all the experts said to be laying in your bed when you do it, or laying down or sitting, and just be really relaxed. And I got to tell you, this is great.
You know, for one, I think, you know, if/when we've talked about this radio show coming to an end. Yeah. And usually we don't know when it's going to come to an end. That's just the nature of our business.
Correct.
It's the business we chose, Michael.
That's right. It's the business we chose.
This should open up new career opportunities for you in the pearl diving business.
Yes.
You can now go to the Far East.
Yes.
And dive for pearls.
And I think to myself,
I know about what I know about you, Kelly, is you're so competitive, you're going to pass out trying to hit 5 minutes.
Well, I don't know. My thought was I'm at 2:43. If tomorrow, can I go to 3 minutes tomorrow already? Yeah. Stunning.
I am worried because, like, even Navy SEALs get to a point where they can't. So I am worried about you making this a competitive. Try not to make it competitive. This is about improving you.
Right. So far, I haven't. Today, if I'd really pushed it, I probably could have made it to 2:55. Yeah. I mean, if I'd really wanted to.
What I'm worried about is somebody at Pickle will lie about their number.
Yeah, it's possible.
I'm at 4:13.
It's
and you'll hear that and be like, I got to beat that.
It's possible. Mm-hmm. Jason, you wanted to comment on breathing for health. Go ahead.
Hey, guys. So my brother is a free diver, and he's had people die while he's free diving. It's kind of scary, but he practices the same way to hold his breath. I said, what do you do to hold your breath so long? He does exactly what you do. It's not he breathes in and out really hard, and it's kind of funny to watch him do it before he goes. He looks kind of silly, but he does it, and then he just can go underwater, and you're just like, is he going to come back up? And then eventually he comes back up. So that's what he does.
Do you know how deep he goes or how long he's underwater, your brother?
He's got some, well, let me put it to you this way. He's rescued people that he's been free diving with that have died. They've gone so deep.
My goodness.
What's the deepest he's ever been?
I kind of find it boring.
Oh, all right. I see what that's. Okay, that's a slap at me and your brother.
A comment.
I'm with you.
A comment. You were talking about the coyotes.
Yes, the coyotes in my yard. Yeah.
So I have a farm in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, right there on the beach. Oh. And we had a pack of coyotes come in last week, take out 5 turkeys, 11 guinea hens.
Ooh.
But I have a donkey, I have alpacas, I have Great Pyrenees, and I finally went out and got a gun. I've never wanted to get a gun, but now
Okay. Because my wife said, we're worried about our little dog, and she said, well, we either have to get alpacas, a Pyrenees, or a donkey, or...
Option 4.
I guess a gun.
A weapon.
My son and I, this weekend, he's coming home from college. We're prepared to urinate around the perimeter of the property.
Right.
That's the other thing. But
and I will do that. And I bring my Great Pyrenees around the property. And if you're ever in Myrtle Beach, you can find us and visit us. It's a great family place to go to.
I love Myrtle Beach. That's my spot.
It's quite a call.
Thank you, Jason.
Meet you, Fat Harold's.
Thank you, Jason. Yeah, let's go to Fat Harold's. I can't eat anything.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You'll be outside breathing.
Let's meet. I'll breathe with your brother and then come over and see your farm. Thank you, Jason. That is a great phone call. What a great start to this day. I'm just on top of the world. Now, what he said was what we've been talking about for the last 10 minutes. He finds boring.
Yeah.
Well, how could breathing be boring?
Indeed.
When they say to the great radio shows across America, what'd you talk about? I'll say breathing. We talked about breathing. I have never experienced something like this. It's just been such a turnaround. I have more energy. And when I looked up the health benefits, it said lower your blood pressure, which, as you know, I've had an issue with blood pressure a year ago. And then it said lower your anxiety and your stress level.
Impossible.
I'm feeling it.
You're too tightly wound.
This may loosen me up. This may loosen me up. When next time I want to scream at Biggie, I might not.
Just take a deep breath.
Take some deep breaths. I'm stunned at how it's going. You do that tomorrow and report it to me. Let's see how long you hold your breath
by
tomorrow.
this.
All right, let's see how long you can hold your breath tomorrow. And it's not. I don't care about like diving deep into the ocean or anything like. I just want. I don't know, better health,
live forever,
better lung function, and live forever. Yeah, that's what my pickle pal was talking about. Listen, here's how it's taking away my stress. Yesterday, I told you I was in a fantasy football league, elimination league, which means if you lose the first week, you're out. But you only have to beat one team out of 16. 2 years in a row, I've lost. Last night, I was way behind. This was the point where Chris Demm started snoring. He said, "I don't care."
I remember this.
You talk about boring.
Yeah,
I had Aaron Rodgers last night, and I also had Christian McCaffrey, but I needed like 50 points. I mean, I needed a ton. So it was going to be very, very close. I might have been eliminated for the third year in a row in the first week. Embarrassing. And my son called me last night right before the game, and he goes, McCaffrey's not playing tonight. I said, what? What?
The superstar?
The superstar. I said, huh? I said, what can I do? He goes, you're cooked, bro. You are cooked. I was like, what is
Anyways, can you send me $50? What?
He said, I said, is there anything I can do? He's, no, man, you're cooked. You're cooked, bro. And that was it. And
so you had to pin all your hopes on Mr. Rogers of the Jets.
He was awful. I mean, he was okay, but they got killed. They got crushed.
I hate to say it, but I did think of you, Kelly, this morning because you had mentioned that you needed Aaron Rodgers to have a career night to win your game, to stay alive in your league. And as I was brushing my teeth, checked the score of the game, and the first quote I saw was, Aaron Rodgers, I know I can play better. So I just smiled and spat out my toothpaste.
It's gone. It's over. Got killed. Looked at it. Saw the score. Like, okay,
so you don't have to follow this league anymore.
No, it's done. It's for the third year in a row after 1 week. Okay, out of that one. And I'm basically just handing the commissioner $20 at this point. I mean, it's like, you ready to hand me $20? Yes. Yep. Here you are.
There it is.
And I pay for my son, who's also in that league. That's why he knew. He goes, you're cooked, bro. You can't do a thing. Because by Monday night, there's no other options. I can't
grab a Canadian player.
I thought about a Canadian player.
High schooler, college player.
They wouldn't allow. Some Canadian teams had games last night. They would not allow. I said, can we go back in time? Nothing. You can't do anything about that. There was last night's game. I was surprised by this. Rusty, our fact checker, always reports scorigami last night. 32-19 was the final. 49ers over Jets. That scorigami means there's never been another score 32-19 in the history of the NFL. That one seems more common to me, 32-19.
Yeah, I would not have thought that.
Yeah.
But 32 is a weird number.
Yeah, it's weird. That one is
you see a lot of 31s and 30s.
Yeah, now that they've got where people go for two more often, you see more and more scorigamis. It's our first of the season here. In week 1, the scorigami takes place. So, Rusty did report on that. The other thing Rusty was after yesterday was we had a question of which sells more, Reese's Pieces or peanut butter chocolate M&Ms. And he found that to be kind of incomplete. He was hard to they don't.
He did so much work.
He did.
He could not find an answer.
He worked so hard on that. But I was kind of surprised by this. I believe Reese's offers 62 different products. And 55th on the list of sales was Reese's Pieces. 55 out of 62. I guess they don't promote very much.
They really don't.
No, and I love it.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. I feel like they had, because at one point, I mean, a long time ago when E.T. came out, that Reese's Pieces skyrocketed. And
sure, because they didn't exist before.
Right. And
E.T. was a blockbuster.
E.T., the story on that was they wanted M&Ms, and M&Ms didn't want to be part of the movie.
Did the kids eat them? I can't remember if they alienated them or just the kids.
They put, isn't it, they put a trail for E.T. to come back home, and he picks up the M&M. I believe they leave a trail of Reese's Pieces, and they're all over the movie. And they wanted M&Ms, and M&Ms turned them down, so they used Reese's Pieces, and their sales skyrocketed. But now here we are, 40 years later, and they didn't, I guess for whatever reason, didn't keep that up.
Well, I told Rusty in an email, because I thanked him for his service.
He tried.
He did a lot.
He tried.
Put in some hours.
Yeah.
I said, just based on the eyeball test, what I see when I go to a Walgreens or a Target or a grocery store or a gas station convenience store, M&Ms, the peanut butter M&Ms are in a red bag. They're everywhere. I didn't see. They were at the checkout yesterday at the grocery. No Reese's Pieces.
That's what Biggie said.
I told you.
I felt like Reese's Pieces was the better branded product, but I guess I'm wrong. They're 55th out of 62.
Yeah, you have to seek out Reese's Pieces.
I guess that's right.
Yeah.
And I'll say this: I like the peanut butter M&Ms better, and it's because they have chocolate with it. It's a chocolate peanut butter combo, whereas Reese's Pieces are nothing but peanut butter.
Pure peanut butter.
And my wife likes that. She likes the Reese's Pieces better. We've argued over that for years.
But not now that you're breathing.
My breathing, I am so much more. When I lost last night in that, just take a deep take some deep breaths. I'm going to recommend it to my
Thanks, Aaron.
Exactly. Aaron.
Maybe you can go to a sweat lodge with Aaron.
Oh, yeah. Ayahuasca.
No, that's more hallucinogenic.
I'll take that too.
Psychedelic.
Whatever. I'll do that too. I'll go sweat lodge it. I'll do anything. Anything my pickle pals tell me to do, I'll just do it.
Yeah, and the people who are closest to you, you ignore all their
100% right.
Everything they tell you.
That's right. But this breathing thing, I can't even listen. At this time tomorrow, I'll give you my new breath update on how long I can hold my breath. And Biggie will come in here.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it
with how long he's breathing.
I know one farmer who won't be listening.